CMTV. We are very happy that you have decided to always be our faithful viewers, and we believe that we will never fail you. We shall constantly be there to make sure that we serve you. At this time, on today's program, Crossviews, we've decided to have a kind of one-on-one with a special politician in the country, a die-hearted member of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, to have certain opinions, perfect opinions about what is happening in the country. And so today's program is not going to be a usual program, as you know, but it's going to be a kind of one-on-one, so that we'll have certain details with an very educated, very informed politician about this country. At this time, I want to welcome Mr. Njomo Siri of the Cameroon Renaissance movement. You're highly welcome.
Thanks, Moderator Mwambo Williams. I want to seize this opportunity, a unique one of that case, to greet first Dr. Busi, which I'm sure he's watching us, and equally the team behind the camera, the management of CMTV, and to you, thousands of viewers that have been elected to watch this program. I want to start by talking about September 10, 2019, and September 10, 2020 marks exactly 1 year Mr. Biya Paul took onto the media in an unusual manner to announce the major national dialogue. And so 1 year after, we are asking ourselves, what are the fallout? Today, September 11, equally marks the 19th anniversary of the United States Wall Street bombardment, terrorism that took place in 2001, and the U.S., the whole of today was, especially on channel like ABC, were recalling the memory of all those who died in a very cordial way. And if this is how we remember our lost one, I think their family will never hold grudges against the government. And this was just an opportunity for me to see how things are done in other spheres, and equally to compare with what happened in our own nation. Also, recently the CPDM disciplinary committee came out with some verdict on some recalcitrant members, according to the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister who was heading the commission, Minister Peter Mafani Musonge. So some members, some renowned CPDM members like Saint Eloi Bidum, who is the first vice or deputy mayor of Yaoundé 6. You equally have the director for observation of media at the Ministry of Communication, Mandara, who equally suffer. What we should be able to say here is that sanction has moved from a simple warning to a total exclusion. People like Ateba, who is a CPDM militant, was simply ruled out of the CPDM membership list, and people like Saint Edouard Bidum and others claim up to 36 months of exclusion, meaning that they will unfortunately not be part of the regional election that has just been announced. Now, will permit me land by talking about the redistribution of regional seats. When you see a division like Fundi, for example, backing only 9 representatives at the regional office, and contrary to Fundi, you have Wuri backing 36. Yeah. One start asking himself on which proportion did the lawmakers decided to redistribute this regional seat. So it is a call of concern that very soon we might start observing more and more situations like what is happening currently in Douala, where a particular local administration or the divisional officer have taken upon himself to nominate somebody from a different region who has been established in Devuri or in Douala for long, as a traditional ruler, and the native of Douala land are on street protesting against that governmental nomination.
Thank you so very much for that briefing. But I wish to come to something. Don't you think that this disciplinary committee of the CPDM has done something that is going to swell the membership of especially your party that so many Cameroonians are following now?
I think that is a tricky question there, to think that we are just a party that will receive recalcitrant members from other political formations, even being from the incumbent or the leading party as per se. But according to what one of the victims, like Saint Edouard Bidoum, said, he said, unfortunately, he is not moved by the decision of what he called political administrator, because truly most of them who were part of the committee or those who headed the committee only became members or sympathizers or militants of the CPDM after their nomination at the helm, for some of CTC and for others in ministerial positions. So he that has moved from grassroots politics, right, yeah, to the summit where he is, he prides himself to have been voted so many times as a party subsection president and even sometimes section president. And so for him, he thinks those were his highlights in the party in the yesteryears. And if because of his vocal freedom, he's been sanctioned today, he simply thinks that at 37 or so that the party have been, they should be able to accept divergence of opinion, given that more and more our democracy is getting mature, and liberalism is taking so many sectors, including our parastatal. And so he believes that having this kind of free opinion should be granted in a political party that is ruling, so that some people can have the liberty and the freedom to take sides with the oppressed, given that their number are increasing on a daily basis.
But we know that one man's meat is another man's poison. So if they are like a poison to the CPDM, they can be a meat to the Cameroonese. Because if you talk of recalcitrant members, maybe what they did there is what Cameroonese will not see as bad. Maybe, as people say, they were just talking against the dictatorial way of which the regime is working.
You are right on your own opinion to say so, given that we have equally in the CRM some members that equally have not been sanctioned by the party. For example, one like Celestin Germain, who have made a lot of vocal expression, sometimes against the party heads, Professor Maurice Kamto, who have not been sanctioned. Instead, he was maintained in his position as the national secretary in charge of arbitration, in charge of human rights in the CRM. So, in his light, one could be tempted to think that recalcitrant members from the CPDM are so much welcome in the CRM. But one thing I can note, and that we can share in common, is that in democracy, freedom of expression is supposed to be encouraged. So to have a party line that starts beating on their members, especially members at managerial level, because most of them, for some, are municipal councillors in their council. I mean, they have gained the esteem of the universal suffrage of the people. And so their party, in that same light, is supposed to respect the grassroots militant, and even sometimes more than themselves, that are elitist militants. So that is where we can share something in common, that we are drawing our leadership model from the grassroots. We are fighting for the plight of the young people. And so if those who are monopolizing power and making sure that it's only one center that speaks, do not want them to air their minds, so they are welcome. I think I will be the first to send them a letter of invitation to join us in a peaceful change
because
party.
The papers make it clear, especially the Guardian Post makes it clear that 78 CPDM supporters sanctioned for speaking out against dictatorship. which
Well, the Guardian Post equally is titling that such a title should earn them some money in their coffer. So I will not jump into that conclusion, but I also want to take a similar case. You want to believe that the outgoing or the former vice president of the UDC, the party of Adamu Damjoya, who died some 5 months ago, recently had to resign from his position. No, he did not cross any carpet. He simply resigned because there is no political party as of now that is receiving him.
He says in the days ahead he's going to announce his next
direction. Of course, he gave up to December. He gave up to December that seeing the dynamics of the political landscape in Cameroon and his 30 years experience militating with a single party, the UDC, he simply believed that in the days ahead he is going to announce whether he's joining the civil society or other political party. But he did underline the fact that it should be a peaceful political party or a party working towards conciliating Cameroonians to walk the journey of our democracy.
But what will you say about a strong member of your party who I think he was even the campaign manager of your party, but now he's talking of the government they should hit hard on maybe your president?
Yeah, the mayor of Njombe Penja, Paul-Eric Kinge, I'm sure I think we are doing cheap popularity or cheap publicity for him, but since he is already a mayor, and he have gained the esteem of the people, let's equally seize a second to talk about him. He is in his rights. I think freedom of expression that we are so demanding from the Bias regime, we should be as well ready to share others' opinion, being it contradictory to what we hold as opinion. Personally, when I listen to most of his outing, I only take it as, I only take it as somebody who is lobbying. I think he is lobbying to have the esteem of local administrators. You must have heard today, most people tell you that politics in Jangi, you strike my back, are rock your own. Yeah. If not, I don't see how it's going to benefit him to remind the government that should in case the CRM take onto the street to reivindicate their ultimate right, they should apply the law. We remember again that some weeks ago, or if not months, he personally sent his deputy and some member of his council to go and stop trucks from carrying stones away from their mining spot. So when you have example like that he personally went and was protesting on the streets, and he is asking the government now to take his responsibility, you start seeing that maybe he was forced to act like that.
Are you saying lobbying is part of the Cameroon movement? Because it was also said your president is lobbying for Anglophones to maybe follow him.
He is lobbying to polish his image towards the CPDM regime. That's what I meant.
Dear viewers, before we begin, Toto, that was just like introducing some of the ideas. Let us go for a jingle break. When we come back, the one-on-one with a die-hearted member of the Cameroon Renaissance movement, Moulin Jomo Cyril. The discussion will continue.